Here's your wrestling news for April 3rd, 2022, and your headlines for this WrestleMania Sunday include: Cody Rhodes returns at WrestleMania 38, WWE uses genius presentation for former AEW star. Cody Rhodes reveals all about conversations before returning. What did he tell Vince McMahon? Even in defeat, Kevin Owens gets the biggest win of his career. Former WWE champion reacts to WrestleMania 38 match being cut. AEW's Jeff Hardy answers surprising question about Batista. Fans concerned for new AEW signing after worrying appearance during a live stream. WWE debuts redesigned championship at NXT Stand and Deliver 2022, and more. We are kicking off today with WrestleMania 38 as, after weeks of rumors, conflicting reports, and backstage leaks, Cody Rhodes returned to WWE. Defeating Seth Rollins in a highly competitive contest, fans are ecstatic to see Rhodes back, but how Cody was presented was a major part of the show. With the theme he used during his time in AEW, Cody looked exactly as he did when he was with the All Elite promotion, in a genius move from WWE. This isn't just the Cody Rhodes who left in 2016, but WWE wanted to make it clear that this is the Rhodes who was once in charge of AEW and now works for Vince McMahon. We now know more about Cody's deal, as Andrew Zarian reports that this contract was snatched in the middle of the night and that WWE's biggest backstage names were all involved. While McMahon is the one Rhodes is now working for, Zarian notes that Bruce Pritchard and Nick Khan were both part of this deal coming together. While AEW has plenty of ex-WWE talent, WWE now has one of AEW's founding members, and expect Cody to indeed be treated as a huge deal after this monumental return. As Cody was competing in the ring, Variety was publishing an article about the former AEW TNT champion, as they were told ahead of time that he was returning. Telling Variety that there's a really heavy feeling about his return, Rhodes discussed the early conversations that took place, saying, "I told Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard, and Nick Khan, this very small circle of individuals, I told them what I truly believe, and that's that I'm the best wrestler in the world. And to go further with it, I actually don't think that there's a close second. But with that said, the opportunity now exists to prove it, and that's what I'm most excited about." Speaking about AEW, Rhodes says he has nothing but love and respect for the remaining executive vice presidents of the promotion, adding, "I'm rooting for Tony Khan. His name is going to be in the history books as someone who helped to bankroll and support this entire alternative and revolution that AEW became, but for me, it was just time to move on." While he's now in WWE, Cody still has a lot of love for AEW, but with the two companies still in a war for brand supremacy, his loyalties may soon be tested after returning at WrestleMania. While Cody's return was a huge deal during the show, it was matched, if not overlapped, by Stone Cold Steve Austin, who headlined WrestleMania Saturday against Kevin Owens. Owens has already had an incredible career in WWE, but with a WrestleMania main event against Steve Austin, no less to his name, it's safe to say that he made the right decision when he re-signed with WWE in January this year. Signing a multi-million-dollar contract, Owens has already proven his worth, first by almost single-handedly carrying this feud with the Texas Rattlesnake, then by being willing to take all the biggest bumps and blows during the match with Austin. That's not to say Austin had it easy, as the WWE Hall of Famer also took his share of the damage, and when you consider the condition of Austin's knees, back, and neck, all of which KO pointed out before the match, Stone Cold's work is even more impressive. For Austin, there is nothing else to prove, and to have another match after this wouldn't do him any favors, as he can now ride out into the sunset with a win in the city he started his career in. As for Owens, he may have lost, but merely getting such a prominent match on WWE's biggest show of the year is a huge victory. Having proven his value time and time again, expect a major push for the prizefighter, one that could lead him to a second world title reign on the main roster. One match fans didn't get to see at WrestleMania Saturday was the previously announced tag match pitting the New Day against Sheamus and Ridge Holland. In a leaked running order for the show, the bout was meant to happen after the Charlotte Flair-Ronda Rousey match and before the main event, but was removed, seemingly due to time constraints. On social media, Sheamus himself reacted to his match by sharing an emoji of some scissors, as it seems he isn't pleased with the bout being cut. While there is a chance that this tag match could be moved to tonight's show, it's impossible to say at this time, as the last thing any of the men involved want is for their match to be cut for the second time. If you've been following wrestling memes long enough, you'll probably have come across a discussion about Batista and questions about how well the animal is, endowed. The question of how big Batista is down there all started as a joke on the internet, but it appears we now have an answer, though not from the former WWE World Champion himself. Instead, it was Jeff Hardy who has solved this riddle, as when asked during a panel of wrestling business veterans what the animal is packing, Jeff said it is 7 inches before singing some Prince. The reactions from Eric Bischoff and William Regal were hilarious as they reacted to what had just unfolded, though we doubt Jeff would have made the comment if he were still with WWE. During his tenure with WWE, Batista and Hardy will have shared a locker room, but it seems that Hardy is privy to some of the animal's most personal of information. We've got some sad news from Sean Waltman, who is set to undergo the knife yet again. On Twitter, the two-time WWE Hall of Famer said he tore his bicep during GCW Welcome to the Heartbreak in February. At the event, Waltman teamed with Joey Janela to face Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. The tag team match had been Sean Waltman's first match since 2019. With the recent death of Scott Hall and this injury, this has been a difficult time for Waltman, and we'd like to send our best at this time to the man known as X-Pac. We've got some concerning news from Toni Storm next, who didn't appear to be herself during a recent live stream. This week, Storm made her debut for AEW as the mystery opponent of the Bunny and made quick work of her opponent to qualify for the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament. During a live stream, many fans on social media were concerned about Storm, who appeared out of it for much of the stream. Many fans questioned whether Storm had been drinking before the stream or if her behavior was the result of drugs. It should be mentioned that Storm said during the live stream that she had not slept for a while, but many fans remain convinced that this isn't the only reason for her behavior. After requesting her release from WWE last December, this week was a massive week for the former NXT UK Women's Champion, and we're sending our best to Toni after this concerning live stream. And we're ending with NXT 2.0 as Mandy Rose retained her Women's Championship on the show, which has received a new design. For the show, WWE debuted the redesigned title, which uses the same plates as before, but with a new, multicolored paint job. The biggest difference is that the title is now on a white strap, matching all other women's championships in the company. Despite being at a disadvantage, Rose retained her title against 3 very game opponents, and it remains to be seen who can dethrone the leader of Toxic Attraction. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.